Welcome to the show. This is Future Shock. I'm Edward St. Pé, and it's really a pleasure to be with you today here at our studio, Ocean 7 Studios, and we're streaming on Facebook, also streaming on X. And so hopefully we'll be streaming on a few other locations soon, which sort of opens it up a little bit. So I'm happy that we've got a few viewers out there in other parts of the area, other than where we're broadcasting right here on the Gulf Coast. We've got some viewers in the Jackson area, and we're happy to have you aboard. So if you want to learn about some of the latest developments in AI and kind of keep up with humanoid robotics and AI in general, this is the place to be. It's a simple hack to kind of stay abreast with all of the developments. I think that, we've covered a lot of ChatGPT 4 lately. The reason why is because I use ChatGPT 4 on my phone. I've got the app, which gives you the ability to ask questions of the app, of the ChatGPT 4 app. We call our version Alfred. And so Alfred can give me an answer on a question about a script or about anything really, but also graphics. So that graphic element on ChatGPT 4 is called DALL-E, D-A-L-L-E. And I've shown you some examples of what DALL-E can do. The graphic for this show, Future Shock, that was a transmission of me texting in, or voice synthesizing a text into voice to Alfred, and him coming back and saying, okay, here's a couple of examples of what I think you want, boom. And so one of them is the Future Shock graphic that we use on this show. They sent me a bunch of examples, and they're all perfectly wonderful. I chose a particular one, and that's what we use on the show. Also, for example, for our film channel here at Ocean 7, we've got sub-channels. So we've got 7.1, which is what is running this show live right now across the airwaves in the Biloxi Gulfport TV market. But we've got channel 7.2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So those channels, those sub-channels need programming, and we've got networks running on those channels. One of the channels came open. Instead of leasing it to another network, we chose to start our own channel. We had a movie library, so we programmed in on channel 7.5. We call it the Magic Hour channel, and it's old classic movies, because that's what our old library consists of, old classic movies from the 30s and 40s and 50s. And so that's called the Magic Hour channel. So I asked Alfred, that's your cue, Clarence, to pop up the graphic. I asked Alfred, our AI, ChatGPT 4, give me some examples of an image that would incorporate the golden age of Hollywood, some of the accoutrements of that era, and emblazon it around the name Magic Hour channel. And let's take a look at that graphic that he sent me back. Well, that's one of them. That's a star right in her forehead there. And that's kind of a, I guess you could say it's sort of like Marilyn Monroe, but as Alfred pointed out to me, it is not Marilyn Monroe. It is a sort of a composite of a starlet from Hollywood's golden age. And so that's the Magic Hour channel, one of the Magic Hour channel logos. Here's another one. Now that looks a little more like Marilyn, but it's not supposed to be Marilyn. But that's the Magic Hour channel. Now that's for our 24/7 streaming. So, and another one. So these are all, this was not necessarily, I didn't ask for Marilyn Monroe, I asked for a starlet that would represent that era. Now those are all peripheral logos that he sent me. We're using them sort of intermittently, but we're using the purple one as our main logo, and that one we didn't show yet. Maybe we can pop it up there, but the purple logo, that's the main logo for the Magic Hour channel. Why the purple one, which we're going to show, is it's because the purple one is, when I was explaining to Alfred, giving him context for the logo, I said, give me something that's sort of purplish, because the Magic Hour, when you're shooting, it's got a sort of a purplish look to it as the sun's going down, or at least, ideally, that's the concept. So you make this a purplish logo. So that was the main one, the Magic Hour channel. And I don't guess we have it, but if we do have it, when you do have it, pop it up, because I'm going to keep talking till you do. Okay, there it is, 7.5, the Magic Hour channel. And so that's our main logo. Now, here's the latest on that. the Magic Hour channel is now streaming. We were not really announcing it yet, but I guess we're announcing it right now. I wanted to get it a little more perfected before we started to promote the fact that it's online streaming on Roku. But this morning, I just learned that Brandon, our engineer, has figured out a way to get the scheduling fixed in there. So now, if you are looking at Magic Hour channel, if you download the app Magic Hour channel on Roku, you will see our channel logo. You could pop it up, and it will be available anywhere in the world on Roku. You know, Latin America, South America, Central America, Europe, France, everywhere. It's there. And so it's kind of a nice achievement for us to be able to stream our own content. You see, that's the thing. You've got to have your own content to be streaming it. So this gives us a channel, and we're going to try to work on it and perfect it. And of course, that's the first one, Roku. Next will come Amazon. They're working on Amazon now. And as soon as we get the Amazon Fire app, we'll let you know. And then we'll have an Android app, and also we'll have an Apple TV app. I believe that's the plan right now that we'll be doing. And these are 24/7 movies from the golden age of Hollywood, no charge. How will we monetize it? Well, I don't know. We'll have to figure that out later. But in the meantime, I'm just very proud of the fact that we finally accomplished something that gives us, you know, a chance to use these films, and people will enjoy it, and it's not a cost to it for the public. And as we get going and we get more eyeballs, I'm sure we'll figure out a way to monetize it. But the main thing is it's there, it's birthed, and it's out there. And you can watch it now. So if you can, Roku, download the Roku app for Magic Hour channel, and you've got 24/7 free movies. Okay, anyway, that's that. All right, let's take a look at what we're going to look at today in the world of AI. How about another story on the humanoid robotics? The humanoid robotics have jumped way ahead from anywhere that it was in the past, because basically these humanoid robots are infused with AI. Okay, so they are much more capable of doing work, and they've perfected it. You know, the robot is very manipulative with their hands. They can see, they can reason. We had one on yesterday. It was Apollos, and it's an amazing development what they are able to do now, and they're being deployed into certain areas of the workforce already in the States, but also in other parts of the world. China is doing it probably way ahead of us, actually, as far as the deployment of humanoid robotics into the workforce. Okay, that brings us to this point. Now, what about love and relationships with humanoid robotics? We had a story on that about 2 weeks ago, and it's an interesting area of development, because you know that's coming next. The robots are going to be so human-like that a relationship will eventually, if not already, happen. It's going to happen. There have been some films about that type of thing. But not only that, they are so lifelike and human-like that it's hard to really tell them apart from a human, or at least that's where it's going. Let's take a look at this story. This is Seductive AI, how it will transform our world. Let's take a look.
Before now, robots could only replace part of a human job, enough to make coffee or an omelette. But recently, they started developing some amazing new abilities, from assisting in rescue situations to acting, and even counseling skills.
Decision on what I wanted to do with my life.
That's amazing, Gabriel. So in a way, this isn't just about creating a really long resume, but also about self-discovery and finding out what you love to do and what you're passionate about. Have you found anything that you love doing?
These AI models will eventually power robots like Digit, which was just recruited by Amazon.
It can lift about 35 pounds, you know, the robot weighs about what a person would weigh, it can reach about the size of what a person can reach. You know, we're really going for that kind of like OSHA regulations and requirements for the robot.
That can already perform tasks and react to new information without any pre-programming. In an even bigger story, Agility Robots, the company behind the Digit Bot, is building the RoboFab, a factory that will produce thousands of Digits bots per year.
This is a really significant moment in the robotics industry. This is the world's first humanoid robot factory. This has never been done before.
The latest news is from Figure One, a new creepy robot that is also the first one to use ChatGPT-4. You must watch it to believe it.
I see a red apple on a plate in the center of the table, a drying rack with cups and a plate, and you standing nearby with your hand on the table.
Great, can I have something to eat?
Sure thing.
And have you heard about Neo by OpenAI? OpenAI entered the race to give AI a physical body, and this is where Neo comes in. The goal is for Neo to learn, improve, and adapt itself to several situations by spending time and interacting with the world. The story is the same with the Tesla bot, Optimus 2. The engineers at Tesla have already mentioned that Optimus is capable of reacting to new information without the need to change or edit its code. One sample video was originally accused of being fake, but as you can see here, the object moves on impact with the robot's hands. This robot can also fold laundry. People say it was instructed by humans, but soon it won't be the case. A Google project showed how the robots are breaking down and converting the tasks into natural language and constantly context switching to adjust to whatever new information has been added. With a little more time and training, the physical abilities of robots will soon be as powerful as ChatGPT. The first bot making waves in this category is Apollo. This humanoid robot by Apptronik is a warehouse robot that is already working alongside real people to lift heavy boxes and containers. What is more impressive than a robot dog that can sit, stand, roll, and play fetch? Well, in the same way that you would train an actual dog with the simulation of tasks, you may be able to do the same with a robot dog very soon. The only difference would be that a robot dog would learn and process information at a much faster rate. You also never have to worry about your dog dropping feces on your new carpet. One more really interesting entry here is what Disney is developing with its bot characters. These are eventually going to function as autonomous characters that can interact with you and the environment. Did you know that robots have already started testing in rescue operations? In the US alone, about 80 firefighters are lost to fire incidents every year. Now, with the advancement in robotics, we are very close to autonomous robots that can go into situations too hot and toxic for human firefighters. Speaking of imagination, you have most likely seen these creative AI videos go viral on social platforms. AI is helping creators make videos that would previously be restricted to million-dollar skill sets, or even nearly impossible. Movies are now using AI to seamlessly replace actors with computer-generated characters without compromising the setting, lighting, or motion. This is yet another major thing that would normally require a lot of skills and a huge budget. There is also this AI tool that allows a user to convert sketches to art based on prompts. This could completely revolutionize the design and architecture space in the near future. Education and communication play a huge role in human life, and AI is getting to the point where it starts to be a part of it. In one test, people played a game and found it difficult to detect the presence of artificial intelligence. 1.5 million people were asked to play a game based on the Turing test. They would chat for about 2 minutes and then have to guess whether a human was on the other side of the conversation or an AI bot. Only 60% of the answers were correct, and while this involves a lot of guessing, it says a lot about where we are now with communicating with AI. Dating apps have already started adding features that help match potential couples write interesting opening lines, and even mimic personalities. In education and tutoring, companies like Khan Academy are targeting a world where children will have an AI tutor with boundless knowledge. And speaking...
Okay, we'll have more on that this coming week as we do our next show. The seductive nature of robots, humanoid robots. Where is that going? You just saw there's a dating app now that infuses AI into it, and so it's called Teaser. And so we've just got into that as we've left that segment, but we're going to take it up from right there next week because that's an interesting area. I had heard a little bit more about that recently, about AI-infused dating apps, and for people who are in that realm, who are using that type of service, this is going to probably really revolutionize that market sector too, because It's going to quantify the individuals and match up people in a way that's probably never been done before. It's going to be exact matches. It's going to be probably really incredible what that will do, what AI will do to that industry as we go forward. Okay, this is the part of the show where we do a little spot regarding the sponsor of this show, which is the Pendragon Apothecary, which is a forward-leaning wellness store. And this is when I turn to the camera right here and show a piece of the scenery around here in the shop. This is Peak Rescue Rub, CBD Rescue Rub. This is the cream for sore muscles and such as that, and it's infused with CBD. There's no THC in it. It's hemp lotion, but it's got 370 milligrams of CBD infused into the lotion. Very effective. It goes into the system and it helps with pain and such as that. So it's scent-free, it's a great fragrance-free, it's a great product, and we've got it here at Pendragon Apothecary. Okay, now I'm back. Okay, now we talk about some biohacks during this segment usually. I'm the chief guinea pig for biohacks. I will volunteer for anything. And so I am right now doing, and I have to show you some pictures. I have to remind myself to show you some pictures of things that I've created for personal use that we're not selling at the apothecary, but for example, red light therapy. Do a little drill down Googling on red light therapy and what it does for cellular regeneration. It's a particular type of infrared red light. And near, there's a couple of different lights. Some are visible to the eye, and some are invisible to the eye. And then, but the near infrared red is visible to the eye, but it's an infusion of the invisible and the visible lights in a bulb, and this is what you shine on your body, basically. And you have to do a little research to see what I'm talking about, the health benefits, which are numerous. But it's called red light therapy. And so here's an example of a biohack. The vibration board, okay, which is another biohack, which as you stand on it and it vibrates, your body vibrates, right? It activates the lymphatic system, because the lymphatic system does not really flow. It flows via movement of the body. Especially for sedentary people who are not moving very much, you got to find a way to activate the lymphatic system to keep the flow going, right? So the vibration board is what they use. So if you want to actuate the lymphatic system, even if you do move and you're not sedentary, this helps it. And it also does a lot of other things too to the system. It activates the organs. It gets everything moving. So what I did, I've got some stands with some red lights. I found particular red lights where I didn't buy the system. I bought just the bulbs, and I put them in receptacles on stands in front of the vibration board. So when I do the vibration board at 5 o'clock in the morning, I've got the red lights on me. Then I've got another a stretching machine. It's sort of a back stretcher. You lay on it. I think it's called, I forgot the name of it, but it's something I've had before. So I'm using that with red lights on me there. So I can do the stretching, back stretching and such as that, along with the red light at the same time. So it's 2 in 1, 2 in 1. Vibration board, red light, and stretching board and red light. So from 5 until 5:30, that's what I do every morning. I've got some video. I've got a couple of pictures of what I created, those images of what I sort of created, hacked into reality to use every morning. And based on having read enough about it and learned about it, these are things that are beneficial, and it's a good way to get started in the morning. A healthy way to start. Okay, another thing that is in this area of biohacking would be grounding. You may have heard about it. It's a very, very simple thing, but it's something so simple that, well, I missed it and I haven't thought about it, but now that I have, it makes so much sense. How many times do we take our shoes off with the rubber or leather soles or whatever type of sole and go onto the ground where you're standing on the ground? That's what they call earthing or grounding, where it's a discharge of energy that only occurs when you're in contact with the ground, like a grounded piece of electric current, right? And so they make, for people who don't have time to go stand on the ground, which we should make time, but you know, who really has the time or thinks about it to do it, right? But another way to achieve that is through a grounding pad or grounding sheets. So this is, for example, a sheet that has a little plug at the end. You plug it in, not to the electric socket, but you plug it into the grounding element on the electric socket. You know, there's 3 plugs, the grounding being the bottom one. You plug it into that. It's one little prong. You plug it in, that little wire plugs into the sheets. The sheets are infused with silver thread internally, and that sheet is grounded. Or a bed, let's say a pillowcase. You can get grounded pillowcases. So I have that, and I've done it, and I've been doing it. What do you notice? Well, it's hard to exactly say. It takes a few days, but it seems like now there are many health benefits, and you can read about them. You can Google it. But what grounding or it's called grounding, it's called earthing. Those are the 2 names you can Google. What does it do? What does it feel like? You feel after you've done it for a few days, you start to feel like you are really, you're when you go to sleep or you're going into the point at which you're resting, you're about to go to sleep, you feel grounded. Does that make sense? You feel, you're dead weight in that bed. I don't know, that's the way I feel. There are many benefits to that. Now, something as simple as that, but that just goes to show you in modern life how far we have gotten away from nature to the point where we don't even have contact with the ground. You know, shoes are a great development. You know, shoes are wonderful, but they have the rubber soles and they ground you away from the ground. So we've lost contact with Mother Earth from that standpoint. So it does make sense. Intrinsically, it makes sense, but there are a lot of benefits, practical benefits, so you can Google it. All right, now let's take a quick look at a clip that is talking about grounding and earthing. Let's take a look.
And just sitting out here for 5 minutes helps. Sometimes if I have a busy day and I don't really have the time, I'll come out here, I'll have my cup of tea. So at least I know, oh, okay, so for 5 or 10 minutes, I'm connecting with the earth, and you can feel your blood pressure drop. You can feel the anxiety and any sort of sadness just kind of melt away. This is just a very miraculous thing that this planet gives us, and it's absolutely free. So with all of these health benefits, why aren't more people doing it? Why aren't we benefiting from this natural healing source of the earth? Well, our world has become super sterile, right? We're disinfecting everything and we're walking around with rubber-soled shoes, and people can go years without actually touching the earth. It's one of the most under-prescribed health hacks that I know. And I wish more doctors were telling people about that.
There it is. It's a very simple thing, but so many of those simple things are the things that we, in the modern world, and in the industrial world, in the urban world, we've lost touch with and didn't even realize it. Who knew? I mean, that if you miss touching the ground, that you're going to become sort of out of balance with the earth. Well, there you go. So that's why I've become the chief biohack guinea pig here at the Apothecary. I'm going to bring you news in the developments of biohacking so that hopefully it would be beneficial to you. I've got a lot of other ones that I'm learning, and as I learn more, I will bring them to you. Okay, we've got another segment on where will AI be over these next 5 years, let's say from 2024 to 2029. What can we expect with that? Let's take a look.
In the next 5 years, AI is expected to become more powerful and capable than ever before. With the development of new technologies like deep learning and reinforcement learning, AI systems will be able to process vast amounts of data and make decisions independently, without human input. But how powerful is it going to be? By the end of this video, you'll discover how powerful AI will become in the next 5 years. Let's start. How powerful will AI be in 5 years? Presently, AI is making waves in various aspects of our daily lives. From voice assistants like Siri and Alexa that help us with tasks and answer questions, to recommendation algorithms on streaming platforms suggesting what to watch next, AI has become a familiar presence. Machine learning allows systems to learn and improve from experience without explicit programming. In healthcare, AI assists in diagnosing diseases by analyzing medical images and predicting patient outcomes. Moreover, in finance, fraud detection systems powered by AI algorithms help secure transactions and protect against unauthorized activities. AI also fuels the efficiency of manufacturing processes through predictive maintenance, minimizing downtime by anticipating equipment failures. Social media platforms leverage AI for content personalization, ensuring users see posts and ads tailored to their preferences. Autonomous vehicles are becoming a reality, with self-driving cars incorporating sophisticated algorithms to navigate safely. But in the next 5 years, the revolution of AI's growth will be ready to heighten its impact across sectors, promising advancements that may reshape how we work, live, and interact with technology. Now, let's take a look at what will happen in the next 5 years. Number 1. AI in manufacturing. In manufacturing, AI will go beyond simple automation, with predictive models allowing for optimization of production processes. These models will collect data from sensors on machines to forecast machine performance, allowing for advanced planning of maintenance and repairs. This will reduce machine downtime and increase overall efficiency in manufacturing. As AI becomes more sophisticated, its use in manufacturing will become more diverse, with applications in areas such as quality control, resource allocation, and supply chain management. One area where AI is being used.
And we'll have more on that video next week, more on where will AI be in the next 5 years between now and, let's say, 2029. Okay, that's it for our show today. We thank you for watching. We're on X and we're on Facebook and here on Ocean 7 on channel 7.1 every day at noon, a 30-minute show into delving into the world of AI. It's called Future Shock, and I'm Edward St. Pé. Thanks for being with us.